Earlier this year, Dream Data released their latest B2B attribution research. And like the previous years, I dived in with the intention of looking at one important metric, the average B2B sales cycle. Unfortunately, between last year 2023 and this year in 2024, that's one of the things that did not change. It still takes about 192 days for prospects to go from discovering a B2B SaaS product to actually making a purchase. That's well over 6 months. In fact, it's between 6 to 9 months. This begs a very crucial question. Between 6 to 9 months, all those time, how do you get B2B prospects to prefer your SaaS product over not doing anything, over alternatives, and over competitors? Because let's face it, sometimes we think that you're competing against other B2B SaaS products in your niche, but for some B2B prospects, they already have a workflow that works for them, and introducing your product may even upset that workflow. So for such B2B SaaS prospects, you need to convince them that that will not be the case and that using your product will be a value add for them. And then in the case of competitors and alternatives, you want to make them perceive your product as a preferred choice. How do you actually do all this? The key to doing this is any mindshare. In other words, becoming the preferred choice when they are ready to buy. This is something most B2B SaaS founders don't take seriously enough, and I'm not the only one who thinks that shouldn't be the case. Anthony Iannario, the author of The Lost Art of Selling, captured this succinctly when he said, mindshare or share of mind is what leads to preference, something we don't spend enough time thinking about, talking about, or working on when it comes to sales. To win a deal, your dream client has to prefer you to doing nothing, to alternatives, and to your competitors. I think that's a perfect description of the importance of earning mindshare, because it is how you get prospects to prefer you to doing nothing, to alternatives they could use, or to your competitors when they are ready to buy. But mindshare isn't something that you can necessarily quantify, even with the most sophisticated sales and marketing analytics tools. This is because mindshare is something you earn. It's a feeling that your prospects feel because they feel like you're relevant to their needs, or you resonate with them on a very personal level with storytelling that they buy into. But despite the difficulty of calculating or measuring mindshare, there are two things you can use to determine if you're earning the mindshare of your target buyers. The first thing is that target buyers are going to love your point of view. They're either going to follow you or subscribe to hear more of that point of view. And then the second thing you can use to track if you're earning your buyer's mindshare and you're doing it well is that when those buyers are ready to buy, you are the one they reach out to because their hopes of solving a problem, of achieving a desired outcome, would resonate with how you've positioned your product in their hearts and make them felt like this is the person we should be talking to. This has been the case for us here at VEC Studio. Take for instance screenshots on the screen. So in the first case, you can see that this prospect booked a sales call to work with us because she had the hopes of solving a problem and she was hoping that we would be able to help her. But if you look at this, you may think that these prospects magically fell down from the sky. That hasn't been the case. This particular prospect has signed up to join our newsletter 6 months prior before even becoming a prospect, and it tells you a lot about the importance of earning mindshare. When I digged into the attribution, I realized that this prospect had subscribed to our newsletter 6 months before she booked the sales call, like you can see here, meaning that slowly we were earning her mindshare enough for her to come and book a sales call. This example, as you can imagine, aligns with Anthony's take that earning mindshare or earning a share of a prospect's mind boils down to becoming the preferred choice when they are ready to buy. Using this example also, I devised a quadrant that you can use to measure your prospect's mindshare. It is a quadrant with your buyer's preference on the x-axis and the share of mind you have earned on the y-axis. The first part in this quadrant has to be the generic option. The generic option is a B2B SaaS product that has low preference, mostly because they have a very low or non-existent share of mind with their prospects. For instance, if a prospect didn't know you exist, there was no way you're going to earn their mind share, let alone being a preferred option when they are ready to buy. The second part of the quadrant is when you are a relevant alternative. So the thing is, no matter how relevant you are, as long as you are just an alternative, prospects are not going to consider you. Reason being that you've not earned their mind share enough for them to see you as the prime option they want to settle for. The third part of the quadrant is being a resonant third option. So what happens here is that you have a low bias preference, but they resonate with your point of view and all that. You don't want to be in any of these quadrants. Where you want to be is the top right quadrant, where you are the relevant, resonant, trusted partner. And being a relevant, resonant, trusted partner comes with two things. First, you've earned so much of your buyer's mind share that you become their prime preference when they are ready to buy. Because at the end of the day, being a relevant, resonant, trusted partner is who prospects and existing customers naturally gravitate to. So there you have it, a quadrant for measuring the level of mind share you've earned from your existing and prospective customers. If you want a step-by-step guide that walks through how we actually earn the mind share of our own customers and the B2B SaaS customers that we work with, check out the detailed guide in the description below. But before you go, like and subscribe to this video to be among the first persons that get fresh content from us like this. I'll see you in the next one.